Hi, this is Mike Brightman with Brightman Designs, author of the SketchUp Workflow for Architecture and also creator of the ConDoc Tools for SketchUp Pro. So, in this tutorial, I want to make sure that you're able to download all of our tools, all of our resources, and put everything in the correct place and get everything all lined up and pathed and placed correctly so that the construction document process in SketchUp Pro is seamless. So, let's take a moment here to get everything in the right place. We're going to have to do a couple of things. We're going to need to download the plugin, download the ConDoc resources. We're going to install the plugin, activate it with our license, and then we're going to extract all of our ConDoc resources and put those in a correct place or put them in a logical place where we know where they're at. And then we're going to go in Layout and path everything over to those folders. So, stick with me here. There's a couple things that need to be done, and once they're in place, though, you'll be good to go. So first off, you can see we are here at the purchase confirmation page at sucondoc.com. So this is really important information. So we've got our license key is shown here, and keep in mind that this is also emailed to you. I have had a little bit of problems with my email sending this to spam. So make sure that if you did not receive the purchase confirmation information in an email, definitely check out your spam folder. My spam folder seems to catch these quite a bit. So in the email, you have the same information. You've got your ConDoc 1.0 download and your resources download. So it doesn't matter where you grab these from. They're the same link to grab your plugin and your resources. So let's do that. I'll click on this one, grab the ConDoc 1.0.rbz. So I'm going to save that into my desktop, my temp folder. Now, if you've read my book, you know the temp folder is just kind of a throwaway folder. I've cleared it out so that everything's nice and clean here. I don't want to pollute my desktop with a bunch of extra files, so I'm going to save this straight to the temp folder, and then we'll figure out where to put it and where to install it and where to save everything else after the fact. The other thing I need are the ConDoc resources. So here you can see we have this zip file stored on Dropbox, and I'm going to save our ConDoc resources.zip to my temp folder as well. All right, so now here we have my temp folder. I'll bring that up. You can see that the download is still cranking here for our resources, but we do have our ConDoc 1.0.rbz, so we are ready to install that into SketchUp. So while that's downloading, let's just hop over into SketchUp, and here's the basic SketchUp template. So we've opened SketchUp, and now what we want to do is install our plugin. So the easiest way to do that is under Window Preferences. On the Mac, this is under SketchUp Preferences. Now, once you're there, you want to go to the Extensions tab, and we're going to click on Install Extension. So you click on Install Extension, and then you're going to navigate to your desktop temp folder, and then you're going to select the ConDoc 1.0.rbz. So we'll just open that. Do you want to install this extension? We'll say yes. Okay, all sounds good. On the Extensions tab, again, after I've installed this, I can scroll down and make sure that SU ConDoc is checked on. And we'll say okay. So now, when I go to my plugins, you can see we have ConDoc, we have our plan generator, section elevation, about, and activate. Now, the other place you can find the ConDoc tools are under View, Toolbars, and we have the ConDoc toolbar. So I'll turn that on. So under View, Toolbars, ConDoc toolbar, we can turn this on. Now, if I click on any one of these tools, it brings up this activation window. So I'm going to need to paste the activation code that was included in the email into this window. So let me hop back over into, I'll just click the back button to get back to our purchase confirmation page, or you could grab that license there, or you could go to your email and you can see that same license has been emailed to you. So I can just copy that. So right click on it and copy it, or you could use the keyboard shortcut Control-C. I'll hop back over into SketchUp, and the keyboard shortcut to paste is Control-V as in Victor. So I'll hold down Control, press V, and I've pasted that in, and I'll click on Activate. All right. So now my plugin has been activated. So that's good. I can see that I've got my plan generator. I can use my different section and elevation tools. So everything is operating as it should be. We're not going to get into how to use this just yet. I just want to make sure we get everything installed. So we're good to go there. So the next thing that we should do is install our template. So what I'll do for that, there's two different ways to install a template. And what I think we should do is probably get all of our resources in the correct place, and then we'll install everything and do that. So let me go back to my temp folder, and you can see that my ConDoc resources.zip has finished downloading. So a zip file is a compressed file. We do that to kind of bundle a bunch of files together, save on file size, but then you're going to have to extract it. So you can just right-click on that file and choose Extract All, and then you can see this is going to put the ConDoc resources into a folder called ConDoc resources in my temp folder. So I'll just choose Extract. So everything comes unpacked and then put into this ConDoc resources folder. Give that just a moment. All right, so now our ConDoc resources, at this point you could trash the zip file because we don't need it compressed anymore. So I could just delete that. All right, so now we could take all of our ConDoc RBZ and our resources, and this is where you're going to need to make a decision. If you've read my book and you're sticking with the file organization and project management strategies, then you're gonna what I'm about to do is gonna make a lot of sense. But you don't have to put this into your resources folder like I'm gonna do. You could put this on your server, you could put it on your desktop, you could leave it in your temp folder, but the right thing to do is to not clutter your desktop with a bunch of files, is to not leave it in your temp folder because those are temporary files. You want to put this somewhere where you know where it is. So if that's not your resources folder, then be sure that you're aware of where you're putting that on your server or on your computer. But what I'm going to do is cut these files. So I'll just cut these, and then I'm going to navigate to my Dropbox, and then I have a folder called Resources. So Resources, these are all of my templates, all of my plugins, materials, everything that I need to have shared across the board. So I can just right-click and paste those files into this folder. So now, because these ConDoc resources are in my Dropbox, they will be shared across all of my machines. So maybe what I would do with this condoc1.rbz is put that into my plugins folder, and just for safekeeping, because we've already installed it, but maybe we need to get back to it, install it on another machine. But ConDoc resources folder is now in place, and you can see inside of there we do have our ConDoc 1.0.skp. That is our SketchUp template that we need to install. And then we also have some of our scrapbooks, and then we have some other files associated with the scrapbooks, and I can talk about those later in some other tutorials. So first things first, we want to install our template. So to do that, in SketchUp, I would go to Window, Preferences. Again, on a Mac, it's under SketchUp Preferences. We'll go to our template file, or I'm sorry, we'll go to our template tab and then click on Browse. Now I'm going to browse to my Dropbox here in my resources folder, and we have our ConDoc resources. So I need to open that, and we need to choose ConDoc 1.0.skp as our template. So I'll choose Open. So there you can see ConDoc 1.0. We'll choose OK. Once you've chosen a template, nothing really happens. It just kind of it's installed, or it's repathed. So nothing happens until you go to File, New, and start a new document. So once you do that, every time you start SketchUp at this point, you're always going to have this template with all of our utility scenes. You're going to start off with the base set of layers that you need that complement the ConDoc tools. And really, it's all the same thing. I mean, you can still navigate around in here. You can always get back to any style or scene. It really doesn't matter. But this way, you've got a big jump start on the entire process by having all of our utility scenes and our layers. So we're good to go there. Every time you start a new file, you're going to have this template installed. All right. So the next thing that we need to do is head over into Layout. And if we go over to Layout, and we need to path our layout scrapbooks to our ConDoc resources. That way, when we look for our scrapbooks over here, we're going to see them. So right now I'm not getting anything, so I can go to Edit and choose Preferences. And then on the Folders tab, we can go to our scrapbooks. Now you can see that I've already pathed to my scrapbooks in my resources folder, which, you know, I could put those things there, but I think it's better to keep the ConDoc resources separate. So I'm going to add a folder and go to my Dropbox and go to our resources and then our ConDoc resources. So I've selected that folder. I'll choose OK. And then at that point, we can close this. And I don't think they're showing up. There they go. Yeah, they do show up. So we don't necessarily have to restart layout in order to see these guys come up. So now when I go to construction plan, here's my ConDoc Tools, level 1. You can see level 2, 3. We have all of our scrapbooks in place. So looking good, looking good. Okay, so then at this point, I think we're all set. We've got our template installed in SketchUp. We've got our scrapbooks pathed. We've got the plugin installed, and we've got it activated. So really moving forward, you just need to focus on model organization and creating beautiful designs. So be sure to follow through with all of our videos and post any questions on the forum, and keep me posted on your progress. Thank you.